to make sure.
Gotcha. Okay, now shut up. Let's go on to the 5.0 Coyote, the one that people love. Over the last 10 years, based on the data out there, Ford F-Series has been the king of sales, hands down. This is also going off of the source from JD Power, Kelly Blue Book, and all the manufacturers out there. So we're going to actually do some live searching on this for all you Ford guys out there, which I'm not a Ford guy, but the data doesn't lie. So I'm going to be unbiased about this, and we're going to use my homeboy, Jim, to give us that data that we need on the spot. Hey, Mr. Jim, you there?
Still here. What do you need? Anything on your mind?
Yeah, man. For one, stop taking so long next time to answer when I ask you a question. Understood?
I understand, and I apologize for any delays. I'll make sure to respond more quickly next time. What would you like to talk about now?
All right. So let's go ahead and get to it. If y'all have not yet, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and that you like, you share with your friends. I'm going to always bring y'all some real life content, okay? I'm going to give it to y'all straight. You only get it here at Puro Mobile Repair Hack Channel. Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, Jim. So according to the data out there, over the past 10 years, the Ford F-Series has been the king of sales, right? So, and I believe that's from the broad spectrum that it has a vehicle available for everybody, from versatility, constant towing and hauling, and building a legacy of trust between people. Is that what the data shows?
That's essentially right. All the data points to exactly that. A blend of versatility, consistent capability for towing and hauling, and that strong legacy of trust across generations. That's why it is consistently the market leader. Does that sound like the perfect summary for that part of the script?
Yeah, it kind of does. So let's get into it. So you got the work trucks, which is the XLs, the XLT trims. You got the performance trucks like the Raptors and the Trimmer. And then you got the luxury trucks, which is the Platinum Limited, etc., with the leather. And that's pretty much the three categories for everybody based availability, right?
Exactly. That's the complete breakdown of point one. Those three main categories really show how there's a truck for everyone, from workhorses to beasts to luxury rides. Ready to move on to point two about powertrain options and capability?
Let's go through these powertrain options for all the viewers out there. So let's go down to the most basic model here, which is going to be the 3.3 liter V6, right? The gas engine.
That's it. The 3.3 liter V6 is the basic gas engine, geared towards budget-conscious buyers and lighter work. Then you've got the 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6.
Whoa! Hold on. I didn't say go on a rant. We're on a 3.3 liter basic engine here, so this is the most affordable option for people to buy out there, where you can have a reliable truck. What is the cons on this 3.3 liter engine? Does it have an internal water pump? Is the suspension crappy? What, according to the consumer data, what is a costly repair for this 3.3 liter engine?
You're right. Let's stay focused on the 3.3. The main weaknesses, according to drivers, are potential coolant leaks from the water pump and hoses, and sometimes fuel injector issues down the road. The water pump is external, so it's not as bad to get to as on the hybrid, but it can still be a costly fix. Suspension isn't generally a big problem on these, as that would depend more on which overall trim or package you get. Does that sound like a good breakdown for that engine?
So that's not too bad. It seems like the 3.3 liter base model engine doesn't have any real big problems out there. Doesn't have an internal water pump. Suspension seems to be okay according to the data. Now we're using data here. We got Jim searching up data on the spot. This is why I like using Gemini Pro for this. Now let's go ahead and keep it moving. Gemini, let's go on the next popular choice, the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. So what I know personally is that they have an internal water pump that's connected to the timing chain, and it is a very costly repair. Am I right?
You are correct. That internal water pump on the 3.5 is connected to the timing chain, so if it fails, it's a much bigger repair and cost to fix. You might also have problems with the cam phasers or carbon buildup like we talked about earlier. Shall we keep moving to the next engine?